Alrighty. Welcome back to game 3 of Z Squared versus. We are playing the 5 color snake combo. Or not snake.
There's
I
no
was so used to
snakes.
saying snake. There's no snakes. 5 color combo.
Just value
Chihili
combo, right?
combo.
Just call it value combo.
I guess it's just like, yeah, it's like not, it's just value combo. It's like grind out games combo out sometimes against the black red. I hope I get their deck.
Yeah,
It's
this
all
it's like interesting. It's my buddy's Chris Giuliano's decks, and he always makes a big pile of cards.
Yeah, it's a lot of aggressive cards that some people just can't deal with, like the first 2 games.
Yeah, I feel like most of his cards are just commons that he just had in the draft and just put together in one deck. Besides the hearts,
He just didn't want to go out and buy some cards,
yeah, I mean this
So
deck's mostly commons. It's great.
yeah. So we just sideboarded, and I hope you saw that. And we're now going to look at the post sideboard matches, games actually rather. And this hand looks pretty good. Going to keep it.
All right, so for me, this hand's fine. Uh, as you saw with the boarding and all that, we're gonna try to slow down the game a bit. Even though we are on aggro deck, we just have a lot of tools to be able to outgrind our opponent. So this hand may not have, the nutty 1, 2, 3 aggressive curve, but we do have a curve. We have some disruption, and we have creatures in perfect manner. So we're gonna keep it. Especially beyond the draw, we have a way to draw into maybe a heart to be a little bit faster as well.
So I'm going to lead with this Spiral of Canal and pass the turn. Having 3 fast lands in my hand is actually very nice.
Yeah.
It leads
All
to
right.
pretty good mana.
So we do another one of these. Uh, it's not going to be used for a while, and we don't really have a turn one play, and there's nothing that we actually really have to represent. So we're just going to play this foreboding ruins tapped. No reason to give up some information for no reason. And we're going to pass it back over to Zane.
Never a reason to actually play the Forbidden Ruins untapped unless you actually like I don't like revealing information just to say, "Oh, I might have this shock."
Right. Like, there's nothing that I have to shock turn two that I really care about.
Right. Especially because you know the matchup.
Right.
Maybe game 1 you might, but I'm very not a fan of that either. Like just showing that you have a second land, and maybe you don't even play that second land on turn 2. It's just giving information to your opponent is very valuable.
No, for sure. So I'm going to play this land. Uh, Granted, we can give him haste next turn, but I think it's okay to get on the board. He hasn't really done much. If he has a Harness Lightning, he has a Harness Lightning, but it's better for him to use it now, I think, in general.
I do have a Harness Lightning.
Yep. So, there's no point holding it for next turn and give him haste because then that's just another tempo swing in his favor, which isn't necessarily good for us as well.
Right, right. So I'm just gonna play another land and pass. I have the slow hand that got slower.
I
And
have to, I have to admit, you have not had one or two yet.
no, I did I just not put them in the deck? I don't.
I'm pretty sure you did at this point
Yeah,
because,
they're in the deck.
all right, so we drew this, which will be good for sure in a couple turns. Again, we're gonna play this world fast engineer. We still want to keep progressing to the board. This plays around fatal push, and if he has a harness lightning, he has a harness lightning, but he would have it either way. We can't really again play around it.
So I don't like playing this here. I like playing this next turn. That makes it so I can't do it the following turn. But look at this. We actually get to use all of our mana this turn. So we get to first Oath of Chandra.
Oh, how
Uh,
lucky!
yeah, how lucky. Get the Oath of Chandra, the Well-Fast Engineer, which is nicer than using, some other removal spells on it. And then we get to Servant of the Conduit to, finally get our white mana online. So we
Man,
can,
our
so we can
opponent's so
Cloud Blaze
lucky.
all over.
So we drew that. Does that change? Actually, yeah, no, that definitely changed. This allows us to double spell.
Okay.
So we're gonna play our Badlands. I'm gonna tap correctly.
Yes.
So we're gonna play this Chandra,
Okay.
and then we're gonna uptick for mana. and then cast this flow on his servant.
Oh, that is a very nice sequence.
Now, this also, if let's say he has a Saheeli, this doesn't allow him to kill a Chandra. So
Hmm.
this is just probably the best like curve that we could do with that.
Saheeli is
And
probably the best thing I can play here. It puts your Chandra to 2.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
Plus, sorry, good.
unfortunately, I just have tap land pass.
So now also this gives us access to doing this, which is huge.
Hmm.
So we drew that. Uh, Before we uptick Chandra, it's always better to play our land since we can't play our land either way from it. So like let's say we draw a 5 drop, right, in our deck.
Hmm.
We won't have access to the mana, and there's no it's only foolish not to play it. So we're gonna uptick to exile the top card. Hit Malin anyways, so he took the 2 damage. Now we're gonna play this big guy.
And this game, and I'm Nyxless into Chandra into a Nyxless with my plays being all reactive to creatures is something that went wrong. I mean, this is something that can go wrong against aggro decks. You can keep a totally reactive hand, and when they sideboard into this bigger game plan, you could just not be able to answer their threats. Like I don't have the ability to answer their Chandra or Nyxless at this point. Um, and there's very little ways that I can actually, claw my way out of it.
So the only way he can kill us next turn, he has to have exactly either one of 4 Aether Hubs, a Plains, a Felder Guardian, and then also the Saheeli.
Hmm.
So he has to have access to all that, which is going to be almost very hard for him to have. So that's why I don't mind tapping out for it too.
Insanely difficult.
Like that's he has to of his 3 cards or 4 cards, he has all 3 of them has to be perfect.
Yeah,
So that's like a risk I'm willing to take on that one.
yeah. And I guess we'll play this one. These have been very strange games. Because I've kept these reactive hands that just haven't lined up well against your proactive draws.
Right.
And
So yeah, that's what makes like again you were saying like when these aggro decks go bigger, it just makes them attack on a different angle. So
right.
you're gonna keep all like for example these Doomblade effects, these just kill spells, and then when I just go Chandra into another Planeswalker, you just look at your hand of duds, and I never actually have to proactively play a spell for the rest of the game,
Mm-hmm.
creature wise at least. So I think it's always better to leave with Omnixilus because then this gives you a little bit more option of what you want to use with Chandra if you want to use for her mana or the other exiles. So we're gonna plus with Omnixilus first. So we drew that. We're gonna exile the top card. We drew a shock. So there's no reason to use our mana.
Because it
So
already shocks.
it's literally just a shock at the same time. So we're not gonna cast this. Shock him anyways. We're gonna play the Smoldering Marsh, and then we're gonna play a Wheel Fast. Now I know I said I didn't have to actually develop my board, but he does have 3 cards, and him having another removal spell will also limit what he could possibly have in his hand as well.
Mhm. And as much as I don't like doing this, I think I need to just remove anything that he plays on the board, since that's the only thing I'm actually able to do. Um, and okay, so we finally drew something that we can actually play on our turn, rather than reacting. So I'm going to play this Rogue Refiner.
And he better hope he draws into a Saheeli, or else
Yes,
my Chandra will emblem all over him.
yes, and the Chandra emblem, and I did draw exactly a Saheeli.
So
So
lucky.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, I did draw 4 straight lands before that. So I guess is that really lucky? I don't know. So we're going to now. Uh, this is the interesting thing here. So he probably has some amount of with 3 cards in hand and being able to draw 2 cards next turn, and having a Chandra tick up will probably be able to kill the Saheeli no matter what it is at. So I actually like minusing the Saheeli on a Rogue Refiner, to try to deal even more damage to a Chandra, because this is the thing. If I'm able to minus I still get the Oath of Chandra trigger onto a Planeswalker no matter what happens this turn.
Yeah.
And so actually like, and I like drawing the extra card. I think the extra card is very valuable. The one way this goes badly is if he has a removal spell shock or removal, but I think it's worth the. I think going for the card is worth not having the scry.
So generally we say we never go after the target beforehand, but this also protects Chandra from dying, and he allows him not to draw a card. So we're going to kill this Rogue Refiner now. We're going to use our mana efficiently. We're going to 99% sure just going to kill this to Healy.
Yeah, the Chandra wouldn't have died. It would have just gone to 2.
Well, no, oh, yeah, it was 76, but still.
Yeah. Not a Nixless, but
I targeted it. Whoops.
Oh, did you click on it?
Oh yeah.
I don't understand, like that new damage shield thing is like so
So oddly enough, we're not drawing great anymore. We're gonna start with Obnixilis like last time. Okay,
Planeswalkers though.
All right, so that was a fine draw off the Obnixilis, but we've been drawing pretty unlucky with lands wise since since the Planeswalkers hit the board.
Okay.
I'm gonna plus here. Oh, Yeah, just gonna shock him. We're not gonna cast it.
Right. I agree with that line. I mean, are you sure you want to redirect?
Not really, but
okay.
So we're gonna just play this tap land. As much mana as I have is probably better.
Especially because you're drawing 2 cards a turn.
Yeah.
Okay. We're just gonna hold these in our hand. And we're going to pass the turn.
So I don't like embleming Obnixilis right now. Okay. I want to be able to keep him around and still draw cards. Our hand's not great, and this just gives us the access to do it. And still, he has to answer both of these, and there's no way he can kill me next turn with the way my hand is also set up. So we're just going to draw another card here.
Also, the only Planeswalker I have in my deck for Oath of Chandra is a Saheeli. So I had to.
That you can cast.
Right.
Right?
Right, that I can cast. Yeah, you're correct.
So that was a good draw. Also, we're just so lucky sometimes, though. We our luck fluctuates. Sometimes we do good, sometimes we don't.
I mean, you're looking at 3 cards a turn.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. So we're gonna play this Heart now.
Okay.
We finally drew a creature that just we never actually have to activate, which is great.
You never need a creature for that.
Right, and we're gonna just play this Foreboding Ruins. So we want to have access to all our mana.
Okay. That is a lot of lands.
That is, yeah. Well, we bought into a hefty 24 lands post board.
See, I have 21 lands. Alrighty, we're just gonna play this guy.
Resolves.
Oh yeah, Snap Resolves there. I'm gonna go to 8 energy.
I'm pretty sure Zane's dead.
Yes. Oh, I'm very dead. You can ultimate both your Planeswalkers next turn, if you like.
Oh no, I do like.
Okay.
We're gonna emblem this. I've never been able to emblem a Chandra before, so this is fun.
Okay.
We're gonna emblem this guy.
Especially in an aggro deck, huh?
Oh, choose an opponent for Obnixilis. I can't even target myself.
No.
Huh. Right, so now we're just gonna.
We both get emblems though. This is fair, right?
Yeah, it's sharing is caring. So we're gonna deal 7 damage here.
Okay. Nice. Half my life total. 1 mana.
In response, we're gonna do it again. The benefit of Chandra
is you have 7 mana for 1 mana, 7 damage for 1 mana.
Oh yeah, no, this is great. We also have a flow in our hands too that we could kill him with. But and also it's the benefit. Like, let's say you had a negate, the emblem just does it anyways. It's just whenever you cast. So this is why having a holding all your spells for something late game like this is fine because you could just chuck him at his face. Whether it resolves or not doesn't matter.
Right, exactly. And I am dead.
Yes.
So this game, I kept a very reactive hand. He had his cool sideboard, transitional sideboard to go a little bit bigger. I kept a hand with Felgar Guardian and 3 removal spells, and I drew into a few cards, but didn't draw into any like serious action or anything to churn through my deck well enough. So
Yeah, I still find this weird that you have no attunes or Oath of Nisses yet,
I
ever.
yeah, there's a lot of deck selection with this deck, but yeah,
You've had no manipulation.
we'll see next game. We'll
Yeah.
see you next game.